Next, Pokemon Stadium. This is by far one of the coolest, most original games I've ever played. Instead of a Pokemon game where you're battling your Pokemon, the objective of this game is to take pictures of them. It's a photography game. You're in this little device on a set course, and there's a whole bunch of Pokemon all over the stage running around, and your goal is to take pictures of them. The better pictures you get, the more points that picture is worth at the end of the level. And you could affect poses by like tossing things like Pokemon food at them, or tossing this little ball that shot out this weird sparkly gas stuff and stuff like that. One of the coolest features of this game was that at certain Blockbuster video stores, there were these Pokemon Snap stations where you could print off your best photos that you saved to your game card. You take your game card with you, plug it into the machine, pay your money, and you could print them onto sticker sheets, but then you could use the stickers in real life to put on stuff. It was really cool. If you've never played this game, I'd really suggest giving it a try. It's very unique and very cool, and you can get this on the Virtual Console now for $10. Which is a great deal, and it's definitely one of the coolest games from the N64. Next, Road Rash 64. The Road Rash series goes back a few years. This was the only one that was on the N64, but this was a really fun racing game. You're driving motorcycles in this game, and you're on one big lap, and the goal is to get from the beginning of the lap to the end, while avoiding things like other cars on the road and like fences and trees and stuff like that. And the coolest part about this game was the weapons that you'd use to beat up the competition with. You could beat them up with like baseball bats, lead pipes, chains. You could spray them with pepper spray. You can electrocute them with cattle prods. It was hilarious, and it was a lot. Man, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Next is Quake. This is a port of the classic PC game. I never played the PC game, so I can't compare it to the N64 version. I bought this used a few years ago. As you can see, the cartridge isn't in very good shape. I never finished this game. I kind of lost interest in it. I really didn't like it too much. It's as far as first-person shooters go, I'd rather play GoldenEye or Perfect Dark. Next, Turok 3, the third entry in the Turok series. I rented this the number of years ago, and I never finished it. And then I tracked a used copy down like not too long ago. I'm still playing it now. I haven't quite finished it yet, but it's pretty good. It's like one thing I never liked about the first two Turok games is that it was very, very confusing to know where you had to go. Everything was hidden so well. This game's a lot more linear than those, so it's a lot easier to find out where to go. It's pretty good so far. Next, South Park. I was really into South Park a lot as a kid, and this is basically, it's a first-person shooter, one of many on the N64. The story, from what I remember, was pretty stupid. There was a comet heading towards South Park, and it was making like people and animals and stuff go crazy, and you're trying to kill everything. I really did like this game as a kid. I don't know if I'd like it so much now, but it was pretty funny, and it had a decent multiplayer mode, and it had all of the voice cast from the show, which was good. Still with South Park, we've got South Park Chef's Love Shack. This is basically a minigame compilation. I think of a game show like Jeopardy. For part of the round, you'd answer a bunch of South Park related trivia questions, and then you go on to play a minigame. And the minigames in this game were really, really fun. This is going to be one of my favorite minigame compilations ever. Like if you're a fan of South Park, this game was really a lot of fun. Next, Super Smash Bros. This was every fighting game and Nintendo fans' dream come true. Have all your favorite Nintendo characters thrown into a fighting game, watch them beat the living crap out of each other. I played this for so many years. This is one of my absolutely favorite games as a kid. The best part of this was the multiplayer. My friends and I poured literally hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. This was one of the best games on the N64. So much fun. You've probably all played Smash Brothers in one form or another. Can't go wrong with this series. This is one that started it all. It's absolutely fantastic. Next, Star Fox 64. This is a really excellent game, and overall, it may be my favorite entry in the Star Fox series. It's basically an on-rails flight combat game. You fly from one end of the stage to the other, raking up kills from enemies, dodging enemy fire, avoiding obstructions like meteors and buildings and mountains and stuff like that. At the end of every level, you'd fight a powerful boss. The campaign mode had branching pathways. It was just like really action-packed, really well-designed, a lot of fun. Had a multiplayer mode too, which was a little bit thin. I think the GameCube version, Star Fox Assault, had the better multiplayer mode. But overall, this was an excellent game, and came in this big box because this was the game that introduced the Rumble Pack to the world. Awesome game. It's on Virtual Console, $10, great deal. Next, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, made by the great folks at Factor 5. This is sort of like Star Fox 64. It's an arcade-style flight combat game, except you're not limited to on rails like Star Fox. You can fly anywhere you want. The storyline of this game, it takes place in the vast expanded universe of Star Wars, which encompasses so much. This game was incredibly well designed. It looked and sounded absolutely fantastic. Took advantage of the expansion pack for some extra graphical detail. The missions were really well designed. This game was an absolute blast. If you like flight combat games and you like Star Wars, and you haven't checked this one out, give it a try. It's really, really fun. Next, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. This could basically be described as a third-person shooter / platformer. I did enjoy this game quite a lot as a kid. I think Rogue Squadron is a much better game, but this is kind of different because you're mostly on foot. There are a couple missions where you can fly in the snow speeder or something. But if you, this is a pretty good game if you like third-person shooter, action platformer type games. Super Mario 64. What is left to say about this game? This game is incredible. It practically gave birth to the modern 3D platformer. The stages were so fantastically designed. It sounded great. So much fun to play. Just pure platforming, running and jumping, endless amount of fun. If you haven't played this, you're missing out on something really special. It was ported to the DS. You can also get it on Virtual Console, $10. Absolutely play this if you haven't. It's one of the best. The World Is Not Enough. Another very well-made James Bond first-person shooter. This one wasn't made by Rare. It was made by Eurocom, published by Electronic Arts. Now, while it's not as good as GoldenEye, this is still a very, very good first-person shooter. If you like James Bond and you love GoldenEye and you love Perfect Dark and you haven't played World Is Not Enough, give this one a try. It's really, really good. Next, Vigilante 8 and Vigilante 8 Second Offense. This is basically a vehicle combat game. You can compare it to the Twisted Metal series. Basically, you pick a car, you're in an arena-style stage, and the objective is to blow up the competition. The stages in this game are really cool. There's a lot of stuff you can interact with. You can pick up like machine guns, mines, rockets, missiles, and it was just a lot of fun. Really action-packed, really enjoyable. The second game basically adds some new storyline, new characters, and a new upgrade system. You could even get some futuristic enhancements like hover vehicles. Definitely check it out if you like vehicle combat games. Next, Wave Race 64. Another really well-made, really fun racing game. You're racing on the back of jet skis, as you can see, and the sense of speed is great. It's a lot of fun. The competition in this game is brutal. The AI never lets up on you. And one of the most hyped up features of this game were the water effects. They were incredibly advanced at the time, and even today they still hold up. If you like racing games and you want a really good challenge and you haven't checked this game out, I would suggest doing it. Again, it's on Virtual Console, $10. It's a great deal. Great game. And lastly, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Collector's Edition. This game is an absolute masterpiece. I was absolutely floored by this game as a kid, and it's pretty much my favorite of the 3D Zelda games. I've probably beaten this game probably at least like a dozen times, and it was so great. The dungeons were just fantastically designed. The gameplay is just as solid as the 2D entries. Had a beautiful soundtrack. Just the scale of everything just seemed huge. Like going out into Hyrule Field for the first time, it looked enormous, which sounds silly nowadays because it seems so small. But if you haven't played this game, you're missing out on something really special. This is one of the greatest games of all time. Get it, like track down the N64 version, or get the Ocarina of Time Master Quest disc, get the Zelda collection, download it on Virtual Console, $10. This is such an amazing game. So, guys, that was my N64 collection. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments about any of my games or anything I've said about them, please feel free to leave them. If you have any stories about your N64 memories, like what were your favorite N64 games, please feel free to share them. I love to hear about them. Got some more videos planned soon. Thanks again for watching. I'm EVILC. See you guys later.